Hi, I'm Sean Beach, dietitian here at UH with the Food for Life program. I'm here with Chef Tony. We're going to make hummus today.
Hey, I'm Chef Tony. I'm the culinary director with UH with Sodexo. Welcome, everybody. So as Sean said, we're going to make some hummus. So Sean, talk to me a little bit about chickpeas and the health benefits. Is there a lot of health benefits with chickpeas?
Yeah, they're a plant-based protein. Obviously, there's a lot of people trying to increase their intake of, reduce their intake of meat and get some more, but still maintain their protein intake. So chickpeas, garbanzo beans is another term for these. They make up the basis of these chickpeas, or of the hummus.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients we're going to use today. Traditionally the hummus is made with dried chickpeas, but I'm going to show you how to make it with canned chickpeas. You can surely make them with dried, just like a bean, like a black bean or a navy bean. You can get canned navy beans or you can buy dried beans. Of course, there's a different process. You want to soak the dried beans for at least overnight to plump them up, just like you would if you were going to cook a fresh or a dried bean. But we're going to use canned beans today. And one of the things that canned beans have that I don't really like are these skins that come off. So I'm not going to show you what I did, but I did it earlier. So I pour a lot of cold water over them, and those skins kind of float to the top. And then I pour them through. You can scoop them off, or you can pour them out, and you kind of get the skins off. Does it make a huge difference to the hummus? I don't know, but it's something that I don't like in there. But you can see a few in there. So a few are okay, but that's one thing I do. I also rinse them just to get some of the salt off of them. I think with canned products, you want to look on the back and see how much salt is in there. They do make low sodium as well. So canned chickpeas, of course we're going to use some salt and pepper, some fresh lemon, garlic. I like cumin in mine just a little bit. And then tahini paste. Sean, you know what tahini paste is, right?
Sesame seed paste.
It's peanut butter made with sesame seeds, right? So if you eat it straight, it's a little strange, right? A little bitter, but it's kind of like what I call like an anchovy in a Caesar dressing. You don't really know it's in there, but you taste something, and if you leave the anchovy out, then you're like, that Caesar dressing doesn't taste right. It's the same with this. If you have hummus without tahini, they go together. I typically do about 8-to-1, so 8 parts chickpeas to 1 part tahini, and that's just any part, right? So if I had 8 of these, I would have 8 chickpeas and one tahini. But we're just going to kind of eyeball it here today, which is not a big deal. And then we're going to show you how to plate it up. We're going to make it, and we're gonna make the hummus with you, and then we'll plate it up. We got a few little garnishes here that are pretty cool. So the first thing I like to do is add my chickpeas. And again, these were rinsed. Try to get that skin off. I'm going to make a good batch here. This is probably going to make 3 cups of hummus. So chickpeas in there, and really you just kind of chuck everything into a blender and go for it. You can see how it's like natural peanut butter, right? You're supposed to store it up, right? Because it kind of separates. You really don't get the oil, but there is kind of some chunkiness to it. It kind of doesn't look very appetizing, but it's pretty good stuff. So I'm going to add a little bit of the thicker stuff and then pour some of the juice in there. And if you've made hummus before, you like the tahini flavor, add more. You like less, add less. So we're just going to add that much right now. Set that aside. I'm going to add some lemon juice. I like to roll my lemons to kind of break up the pulp inside. I'll put that little strainer over the top. And I like it pretty lemony, so we're probably going to add 2 lemons, and then we're going to whiz it up and taste it. I will tell you that sometimes, depending on how much tahini you add, it can get a little thick, and I do have a little bit of water on the side because sometimes I add just a tad bit of water just to thin it out. I've had hummus where it's really thick, and then I've had it more like a lot thinner. Depending on what you like. Me personally, I like it a little, not thin, but not like mashed potatoes, right?
I'll
about
take
you?
it however I can get it.
You like
Tony.
it that much?
I like hummus that much.
Okay, good. So we're gonna add a little lemon juice. I'm not Middle Eastern, I'm Italian, but you know, whatever. I can still make other things. So we're gonna add that, set that aside. We're gonna add a little bit of black pepper, some salt, and you gotta have some garlic. I'm gonna put 2 cloves of garlic in there and a little bit of cumin. Just sprinkle that in. That's probably good. And then I'm gonna show you, there's a term called emulsification. Emulsification is when a liquid and an oil come together and it makes one cohesive kind of mixture. And we're going to do that with the olive oil. We're going to add just a little bit of olive oil. And I can tell you right now off the bat, I'm just going to add a tad bit of water. And then we're going to buzz this up. So I can see it's just a little thick. I'm going to add just a little bit more water, just a little bit. And right away, I'm going to give it a taste. It's definitely not done, but I want to see if I have enough. Pretty much good on everything except the lemon juice. I want to add just a little bit more lemon juice. So the lemon juice kind of does 2 things. It's going to thin it out, but it's going to add that awesome lemony flavor as well. And I can tell you right now, it's tasting pretty good. So always keep a little bit of water on the side, depending on how wet your chickpeas were. You might want to have, again, just a little bit of water just to thin it out. You don't want to add too much water because then you're going to dilute the flavor, okay? So I'm going to just a little bit more olive oil. And every once in a while, I want to scrape it down, kind of get it combined. You want it nice and smooth, but then again, you don't want to buzz this thing for like 20 minutes because then it's going to heat up because there's a lot of friction going on, right? I think the consistency is looking pretty good. I am going to add that little bit of olive oil in there. The chickpeas have a lot of fat in it.
No, the chickpeas don't. We're getting all of our fat from the tahini, you know, kind of like with peanut butter and things like that. It's another unsaturated fat, heart healthy fat, and as well as the olive oil is bringing some fat. And you know, from a taste perspective, both of those fats, by the way, are heart healthy, unsaturated fats, plant-based, all of that. But those, when that fat gets on your tongue, it does tend to sort of prevent you from tasting everything completely. So what Tony's doing with, Chef Tony, is doing with the lemon is that's gonna help punch through the way that the fat is gonna sort of coat your tongue. And to me, I mean, that's what we were talking about, how sometimes you can make hummus without lemon juice, but I think that you need the lemon juice to punch through the fat, which is gonna kind of flatten out a lot of the flavors that you're getting. So to wake your tongue up to the other flavors that are in the hummus, you need that lemon juice or something like that.
Acid's always a great thing to go with some fat. What's it need?
Nothing.
Pretty good, huh?
Yep.
All right, so let's plate this up. Of course, you can't have hummus without some pita, right? So I grilled off some pita. How I did that is I just rubbed a little olive oil on it. If you have a gas stove, I just turn on the gas burner and kind of flop it around on there to kind of toast it up. You can see I got some nice char on there, which I really like. So, excuse me. So we're gonna plate this up like you would have maybe get it at a Middle Eastern restaurant. I'm gonna take a spoon. Here, let me take that from you. And I got some cool garnishes. I'm gonna talk about that here in a minute. So I'm gonna take a good heaping. And I like to make just a little bit of a well in there. That's a good portion, right? I'm going to take just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I think it's nice to have a little bit dipped in there, just a little bit, about a half a tablespoon. And I took some chickpeas and I dusted them with some cornstarch, and I threw them in some extra virgin olive oil just to crisp them up. You know, it's a smooth type of dish, so you want some texture in there. So I'm going to throw some chickpeas on top, toasted, crispy chickpeas. I have some, this is kind of my little thing. This is everything bagel seasoning.
Okay.
Sesame seeds, black and white. There's some dehydrated onion in there. I think that adds a nice little punch to it. You could rub this on your bread too before you grill it up. A little bit of smoked paprika. That's just to make it a little pretty. Some toasted pita bread, maybe just a thing of flat leaf parsley, kind of a neutral herb. And that's it. Quick and easy hummus, couple ingredients, some pita bread, excuse me. Healthy.
Yep, and you can make, if tahini is an issue, which it shouldn't be, because we're at Dave's, you can buy tahini almost anywhere now. Walmart, it's not hard to come by. It was probably a few years ago. I've made hummus before with peanut butter. It's doable with peanut butter. It's similar enough in texture, flavor. It doesn't alter the flavor of it that much because the lemon juice, the seasonings, the cumin are going to come through and overpower the peanut butter anyway. But I would imagine that most of us have a lot of these things like in our house now, and this is probably a lot cheaper too than going and buying some of the name brand hummuses at the store. But my kids are already going to make fun of me because they say when I do these videos I look like I'm going to creep over into when I'm watching the food come together. But this is especially so because this was really simple to make. You could see that. And this looks amazing, Tony.
Thanks. Yeah, healthy. You know, it's going to fill you up too, right?
Yeah.
The beans and the bread. And
you use the everything seasoning. Have you ever played around with za'atar seasoning?
we have it, and it's okay.
I love za'atar.
You know?
I love za'atar, and like you said about putting some olive oil down and then some za'atar even before you grill it, because charring off that za'atar a little bit is really good. Yeah. I love it. We'll fight about za'atar versus everything later.
Just as my little spin on it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.